What's going on, guys? We're back, episode 2 of Nevertheless podcast. Can we just give it up, man? We made it to episode 2. Come on, hey, praise God. My name is David. Got EvenBKim, and as you can see, we're at a different location, man. I'm telling you, we got some crazy things thought of, you know. So we're out here at Anju House. Really, thank you to the owners, to Anju House for allowing us to film. This place is pretty cool, right? Not bad.
It's
pretty cool. It's in K-Town, Los Angeles, K-Town.
Yeah.
And you're back in K-Town. Like, that's amazing.
Back in K-Town. Yeah.
So glad to have him actually here in LA now. It's great. This is his old stomping ground, so no need to introduce him to K. He already knows what K-Town's all about. But anyways, we're here. We're about to eat. Hopefully you guys could grab your food too. Eat some while you watch episode 2. And let's just get straight into it, I guess.
Let's get into it, man.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of things are happening. You know, we want to talk about just current events. Again, it doesn't always have to be about doctrine and theology, as we will get into that. But today we're going to talk about Christian hip hop. You know, the Christian hip hop scene, as you guys may know, it's pretty big. Throughout the years, it's been growing. Good, bad, whatever reasons, you know, there's always bound to be some friction always. But anyways, in the Christian hip hop community, these days, there are some friction these days, and who better to talk to you than a Christian artist? And you've been doing it for like, how long would you say? You've been doing it for some time.
I've been doing Christian hip hop since April of 2022.
Come on now.
So it hasn't been too long, you know what I mean? But my kind of journey in the CHH space started in April of 2022. Well, actually started before that. The first release was in April of 2022.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, so it hasn't been too long, but you know, that's become my world. So
right. It does feel like a long time because that back then it wasn't like as poppin'.
Right.
I would think like.
Well,
or who were some of the names like?
That's it. See, that's the conversation they're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, so let's get into it.
So that's what they're talking about. Like, you know, I'm sure you guys all know about the Caleb Gordon and the Derek Minor and Paris. I guess beef, unfortunately, that's going on, right? With you can't say that podcast where they were mentioning how. You know, for Christian artists to be original, right? And to not be like I think what he said was a Temu version of what's out there, you know what I mean? But to be original, you know? And I guess, unfortunately, I think Caleb Gordon took offense to that and took it very personal. And unfortunately, there was kind of a beef, a back and forth that ensued, and I think word is, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're actually Caleb Gordon's going to end up on that pod.
Oh, for real?
I think so.
They should.
Yeah,
as they should talk it out.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I think that's what I heard. That's what I saw in a kind of a back and forth that they had in the comments and whatnot.
That's dope.
So I think that'll be dope.
Yeah.
To hash it out in person.
Absolutely.
You know, instead of just going back and forth on this internet thing.
For real.
But man. Oh, this is fire.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
No, it's not good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, as you were talking about, like, it's crazy. Off cam, we were just talking. We talked about this like last week. You know, when Nevertheless happened, this was all actually part of the conversation too, where I was just, we were curious, and because I've been hearing a lot of like Christian artists use these back in the day 90s type of or 2000s songs, the instrumental, and they're rapping over it, which is dope. It's not, I mean, but I was just genuinely curious, like, because he's a Christian hip hop artist. I'm like, okay, what do you think about people using these well-known songs, rapping over it, And again, everyone has their opinion. It's fine. We're just sharing ours. And I personally, like, I don't have a side. At the end of the day, it's about, music, creating, I guess, what's relevant right now at the moment to the artist, right? And, but at the end of the day, man, like, if you're a Christian hip hop artist, I mean, of course, you could get into arguments. There could be, disagreements, and that's fine. Especially if you get to a professional level, everything changes, And I'm sure these people, there's more behind the scenes. But what my point was, what's your perspective, as far as should we just go more original content because that's how they started, right? All the people that started it before the current Christian artists, they never sampled anything. They just kind of went straight original, and they came this far. So why can't the current Christian artists continue it? Let's continue to make original. And you don't have to have a 2000s hit song to back you up, or you know what I'm saying. You don't have to, not clout chasing, but you don't need all that, right? So again, that's just, I'm very open to it. I'm kind of on both sides, but as a Christian hip hop artist, what are your thoughts just generally? I'm not saying, hey, choose a side, but what are your thoughts? Yeah,
Man,
generally.
So for me personally, I come from the era. I come from, I've been doing this hip hop thing, even secular hip hop. I've been doing it for a really, really long time because your boy is old, So I've been doing it since the 90s. You know what I mean? Since the late 90s, and really, it's this conversation about originality, whether it's in a Christian space or whether it's in just in mainstream hip hop or in hip hop in the culture in general, the be original topic has kind of always been around, since the beginnings of hip hop. Even when you look at different elements of hip hop, you look at graffiti. It's all about originality. It's all about, having your own style and doing it well, and expressing yourself in that way, genuinely, and, doing some original stuff and being unique about it, But I also do remember that some of the dopest songs, on the mixtapes, I come from an era where the mixtapes were actual. You would take an existing instrumental for an existing song. You would take the instrumental and you would, make a, freestyle or write verses to it and just make a whole new song on this existing beat, And those came out dope. I remember, and some of the mix shows, on the radio, we had the radio back then, on the FM dial. They would actually play these songs, and it was dope. It was some people had an opinion about it, the same opinion that some people, even in the Christian space, are having now about you got to be original. Why not just do original stuff? But I think if there's, I think art is art. So if you can use an existing beat, maybe you don't have the means to purchase a beat, right? You don't have the means to do, or have a producer and to do some original stuff from scratch. Yeah, use a beat, and just make it dope, I think. Bottom line, when it comes to choosing hip hop as the medium to evangelize or to praise the Lord or to rally around Christ, man, do it. But I think me as the artist, I'm like, let's make it dope. And let's make this space, let's make the CHH space something that anybody can listen to and be like, man, I rock with that. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? And they might not even know exactly what we're talking about if we're getting doctrinal or if we're getting, talking about specific things in the word. But, so for me, my opinion is coming from where I've come from and coming from hip hop and my opinion, really, bottom line, if it's dope, it's dope. Whether it's to an original beat or whether it's to a sample beat or whether it's to an existing beat, whatever it is, if it's dope, it's dope. And we, as connoisseurs of the music, we know what's dope, right? And I know, Tommy Zuko, when he's rocking on these the 2010s beats, I'm like, that's super dope. He's flipping it and he's being super original, super dope on an existing beat, which I think is so refreshing to me to hear. I was like, and it reminded me of the mixtape era too. So if you do it dope. Make it dope, period. But also, of course, glorify the Lord. Point somebody to Jesus. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, long answer.
No. We should listen. I'm for sure trying to like see, what your thoughts are on all this going on,
Yeah.
And I guess another question is, and I think this was kind of mentioned in that You Can't Say That podcast. It's basically, music. You could say it evolves, obviously, right? But then, especially hip hop, someone must have gotten something. Like they must have gotten inspired from another song, right? So obviously, creatives and artists, they're not gonna just blatantly take someone's sound and use it, but they could use it for themselves. But that's the point. People take stuff from each other. I don't know how to say that better, but we all do internally, right? Like as a videographer, as a whatever, as an artist, you get inspired. You can use bits and parts of, other parts of music, the sound that they use. Like there were eras where, like the 2010s, like I'm sure there's so much, but the people that I could think of in my head, like the seculars, are like the T-Pains of the world, right? That auto-tune phase, right? Everyone was trying to do that, and now we have people like Future and Travis Scott's and all that, where they use these kind of this auto-tune style, right? And and that's where that's where the line, I don't know where the line is. Like, okay, this guy now starts using auto-tune, so is that like, does T-Pain get all the credit? And like, do we start, bashing other people? If you start sounding like T-Pain, do we bash you? No, it's just, I don't know. It evolves, but then we evolve. It evolves together, kind of thing. So, I guess, what are your thoughts on that? Like, personally to you, when you hear like a dope song, obviously you could get, you could be like, yo, that's dope. Like you said, if it sounds good, it's cool. But do you take parts also, or do you get inspired, or you're like, you know what, it's cool, but I have my own too, and let's just stick with that. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, like, when you ask any artist, who's your favorite MC, or who's your favorite artist, like, they're gonna let you know something. They're gonna say, oh, this such and such is my favorite artist. And it's rare to, hear somebody's opinion or, list of top 5 dead or alive, and not hear their voice in one of those artists, right? Because, like David said, it all starts somewhere. Things evolve. People are inspired. Take that inspiration and they do something, that they feel is unique, that they feel is in their own voice because they hear it in their head, right? But you ask somebody who their favorite MC is, and most likely they're gonna be a rendition or like a version of that MC or that artist, for me, you ask me who my favorite rapper is, like, you probably have never heard of them, right? 'Cause once again, I'm like a dinosaur in this thing, but like my favorite MC is from back in the days, and he's not a Christian artist. He's Pharoah Monch, Black Dot. I think we mentioned it in the last part.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it came. Did it make the cut?
No, it did. I think so.
Did?
Yeah. Black Dot. Yep.
So let me stop bigging up these secular artists because they got enough pub. You know what I mean? But
all good.
But for me, I think, and I think, I don't know if it's whack or whatever, but for me, when it came down to it, I sounded like those dudes, or I tried to. You know what I mean? Because I was younger then. But I think it's perfectly fine to be inspired, because everyone starts somewhere. And I think, again, like, there's nothing new under the sun, Nothing is new under the sun.
Right.
You bring the Bible in it. There's nothing new under the sun.
Amen.
I think inspiration is definitely a real thing, Like, they have packs, like beat packs out there. They got these sample packs. They have like even filters for visuals. Wow. And
that's so dope.
And even font styles and I forgot what they're called, but they're out there. So if you're like a videographer, when you edit, you're in post and you're using these existing plugins and stuff like that. Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're made and they're catering to the videographer, because there's a certain look that we're going for. There's a certain sound that you're going for. So you're sampling the using those instruments in your beats as you're creating it, because you have a certain sound that you're going for, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I think inspiration is natural. You know, if you're listening to rap music, like, you're gonna be inspired by the stuff that you listen to. Like me, I'm kind of crazy. I listen to praise mostly.
Yeah.
You know, not crazy. You know, like when I get in the car or whatever and I'm driving, like, my first choice is to turn on praise.
Come on now.
You know, I just want to surrender. You know, because I spend a lot of time writing and I spend a lot of time creating. So when it comes to that, like, personal time or time of, like, when I'm just driving and reflecting, I just want to give it to the Lord. So, and that's not to say you can't praise to hip hop. It's like, it's a real thing. That's what we do. We do it all the time, right? But me personally, you know, that was the thing. And when I first started, you know, I gave my life to the Lord in 2021. And soon after that, I started seeking out Christian music, because I knew nothing about it. And one of the first artists I stumbled upon was this British dude who's super dope, Christian artist named Jonathan Ogden. He sounds nothing like me, you know. He's a British Christian that's making amazing music, like singer-songwriter type stuff. Like, he's not a rapper, you know what I mean? He might make some beats that are kind of in the hip hop vein, but you know, but when it comes to inspiration, I was even inspired by him, because I'm looking at the topics, I'm looking at the artwork, I'm looking at, you know, what he titles his songs, and he's taken directly from the Word of God. So he has a song, I think, called Psalm 91, you know, and it's verbatim the words from Psalm 91.
Wow.
And that, as a early Christian, for me, who's super into music, you know, was super into it. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's a beautiful thing to take this psalm, which were songs or prayers, a whole psalm book, a whole song book from back in the days, and to take that and to, you know, reinstate it into a modern sound, I think is super dope. So, yeah, like,
wow.
even to be inspired in that way, you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So,
Right.
yeah, man.
That's crazy. You said Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan
I
Ogden.
actually know him. Like, in terms, I've seen him on YouTube also.
Yeah.
Because that was like the Corona days, the COVID days, right?
It was. And he made a whole album called, I think he made an album from home.
And that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, he does like pads, and he kind of gets into like worship also, right? Like, he does like worship service kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I think, no, that's so dope.
That dude is dope, bro.
Shout out to you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
If you ever see this, you know, come join our Nevertheless podcast, you know. But anyways, no, that's so cool. And, you know, it's just funny when you imagine, like, I never would have thought just the possibility of, and I'm not trying to start anything, but the possibility of Christian hip hop.
That's so fire right there. I just gotta say, man.
This place is good, huh? You can't go wrong with pork
belly.
belly.
Tell them what this is, right?
Bro, this kimchi, how they kind of like did I think a slight grill on it. They did a stir fry with like the pork belly and the kimchi, right? For all our Korean brothers and sisters, you guys know what this is, but you know, for those that don't, you gotta come try it, because the combination between a pork belly and kimchi, come on, man, like, you can't. And we're trying to keep it low carb. As you can see, there's not much carbs, because, you know, hey, trying to be fit, trying to be healthy, because we need to be, you know. But
so for those of you who never tried it, y'all sleeping.
Come on, for real. This is what we're doing. We're putting you guys on game, not only on our Christian thoughts and beliefs, but come on food. We love food now. Come on, like we got a lot of other places in store, you know, and hopefully you guys are enjoying some good food as you watch this episode too. But you know, just to continue a little bit more on the Christian hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, there was, you know, I'm not trying to start anything, but can you imagine there's like beef? I get it. Rap, it's a very, I don't want to say hardcore, but it's like
it's competitive too.
Thank you. That's the exact word I was looking for. It's competitive. It's natural. If you're in hip hop, you know, you have to have some kind of I don't know, whether it's charisma or some edge or like an aura about you, you know, like, especially in the secular world, right? Like, you have to be the hardest. You have to have you have to be a dope lyricist. That's just
right.
all part of requirements. And of course, if you have two competitive guys or whatever, a group, of course things could happen, you know. But that's why I was kind of just thinking to myself. I was like, it's funny how, you know, Caleb and Derek Minor, if they were having like this so-called beef, it's not like beef. It's just they're just speaking what their thoughts are on the current Christian hip hop music, and I think it's healthy to have that, right? It can't be all, oh, God bless you, you know, God bless you too, you know, holy is thy name. I mean, it's good, but then just to have these battles, we could learn from it, but at the same time, obviously there needs to be some kind of a resolve. Okay, then how does what does not it's not what we get out of it, is how do we come back and revert back to Christ, you know, like. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Caleb had his opinion, and it was kind of funny. I don't know if you saw his I think IG post. It was like, what did it say? Like the past Christian hip hop music. Yeah. Like it sounds doo doo, and it's like it's whack. I was like, yeah, and he reposted too. And again, I'm not trying to start no fire. I'm just trying to say what's already out there. And he did apologize. I guess he's like, yeah, I could have chose better words for, you know, my opinion on Christian hip hop. But you know what I'm like. Honestly, I'm kind of in that side where it's like, yeah, back then, all I knew was like Lecrae. And I didn't know anyone else because maybe there were some original people that started the Christian hip hop, but I never heard of them personally. Like I said, because I wasn't even looking at it. But then Lecrae kind of hit that mainstream a little bit, and his music was out there more. So he was like, for me, one of the first few people that I heard like Christian hip hop artists. And it was pretty dope, but I don't have an opinion because I actually don't know how it was when it first started, before the Lecrae, right? And I'm sure there was way before Lecrae, this Christian hip hop scene or a lane or a genre. Yeah. So I was wondering, so did you get into Christian hip hop? Like you said, I mean, I think you answered it, but then when you kind of met God, you started turning to some of these Christian hip hop artists also, and you got inspired from them.
Yeah.
And it was before the Lecrae's too, right? Obviously, it was like did you have any other people that you were inspired by?
No, so when I became a Christian in 2021, so, you know, that was considered, I guess, late in Lecrae's career, although he's still going. Big up Lecrae, he's super dope. You know, he's one of the dopest, you know what I mean? And yeah, there's so many, you know, artists that have been putting it down for such a long time.
Sure.
I think even before, if I'm not mistaken, there was groups like Tunnel Rats, there was groups like Cross Movement. There was a group called the Grits, which is a funny story. When I was, you know, not a Christian, I was, you know, a hip hop head, and I would stumble upon this video, you know, this music video of a group called the Grits. And I thought it was so dope. You know what I mean? I think it had like the Tribe by 12 type drums on there. It was super dope to me. I had no idea they were Christian. You know what I mean? So I think that is an example. Is like the Grits were able to, during that era, I think that might have been like late 90s maybe, were able to fit in, right in the mix with, you know, non-Christian, you know, secular artists. Because why? Because they were dope, because they had that sound, because they were unique and all of these things. So you know, shout out to them. Yeah. Because I know they're still doing it. That's so dope. Shout out to to the Gospel Gangsters too. That's that's the West Coast side of things too. Big up to Chili Baby. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's you know, I know the history of it runs deep. I didn't know it at first. Like, I knew about, you know, secular rap. I had, you know, I was like I was ahead, so I knew a lot about hip hop music and hip hop culture and the history and stuff like that. But when it comes to the CHH space, I was new to it. Even the acronym CHH, I didn't. Is it called an acronym?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? My bad.
No.
I had no idea what it was until I kind of read it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what they call it. All right. You know what I mean? And so yeah, when I first became a Christian, I started seeking out Christian music, but it was mostly praise, you know, and you know, during that time, because I came to faith during a time that was like one of the most difficult times of my life, it would resonate so loudly in my heart, the praise music that the artists were making that I was listening to. Like I was listening to like Torrin Wells and
so dope.
Jonathan McReynolds and Doe and Israel Houghton and all these artists that are just doing praise music and gospel music. So and I would listen and cry my heart out. Being just
they hit
relating to it hits.
They hit.
And just relating to what's being said and just being blessed by the music. And they as praise leaders, they were leading me to a place of praise. So but it wasn't until early 2022 when when we go through a daily reading, like we do the Bible in a year.
Yeah.
Right. And when you get to, I think it's in February, right? Is when you get to Exodus. So it goes in order: Genesis, Exodus, all the way. You got every day you'll do like a chapter or two in the Old Testament. You'll do one Psalms. You'll do a couple verses of the Proverbs, and then you'll do one chapter in the New Testament, right? So that's a daily reading, and so kind of falling in line with the timeline. It was probably in February when we got to Exodus, maybe late February, early March, something like that, is when, I started lifting up a prayer about what can I do more? What can I do more to serve you? What can I do more? Like I'm loving the word so much. I'm loving spending time sitting at your feet, Lord, like, and learning from you. But I feel like my heart is being tugged to do more for you. And then when I got to Exodus, I read about Bezalel, who was filled with the Spirit of the Lord. And he was called as an artisan to make things for the tabernacle. So when Moses was building the tabernacle, he made a call out to all artisans to do what they do well. They were artisans, so they were crafty and they were doing all these things and they did it well. But instead of doing it for yourself for personal gain, do it for the Lord. Do it for the building of the tabernacle. So as that prayer was being lifted up to me during that time in February or March, I forgot exactly when it was, I stumbled upon Exodus 32. Which talked about this, a call out to the artisans. That's when I knew that, okay, what do I know how to do? All I really know how to do is rap. I've been doing it for so long. So, okay, I'm gonna try to write this song. And the first song I wrote is called Shield.
Ooh.
And it's out. You could go check it out. It is the first song I wrote. And it was, directly quoting scripture and, all of this. So, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, to answer the question, like when I first got into it, when I first became a Christian, it was really just about praise. And then it kind of transitioned. And when I started writing, I started thinking, oh, I know that there's Christian hip hop out there. Let me seek it out. Let me see what's up. You know what I mean? And I would stumble upon things. It wasn't until later on when, some of the brothers at the church that I serve at CCI, would turn me on to like, check these dudes out, check these dudes out. And one of the big names that I would keep being referred to was Bizzle. And, he's dope, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I started realizing that, okay, these Christian hip hop artists are really saying something. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You mentioned like artists like Torrin Wells, right? And like there's like elevation worship and
for sure.
there's all kinds. And I'm thinking in that side where it's like more pop, more praise and worship style, right?
Yeah.
And Doe and Jonathan McReynolds, right? I love those artists too.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, do they get slack for using their R&B sound? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, because I think, Fred Hammond?
Yeah.
Love him, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to misquote him, but I think I heard him in an interview saying his song No Weapons, right? Classic song. I think he said he got the reference from Boys to Men, like that style of like this R&B like ballad kind of style, and he said that's where he got it from, and then he made No Weapons because it sounds like that. It honestly sounds like a smooth R&B if you just listen to the instrumental. But I mean, what a powerful song, you know? And I know that song kind of got me through a lot. Like I'm talking about, I played it on repeat when I was going through certain things, you know, back in the day, and it was so powerful to me. But again, that kind of brought up another question when you were mentioning there's these other style. There's gospel now. We're talking about gospel, the genre of gospel music, and then now I'm kind of like steering away from the Christian hip hop. But then, do they get flack? You know what I'm saying? Because they're technically using sounds too. Of course, they're not sampling whatever as directly as hip hop artists, but because sampling is part of hip hop, wouldn't you say? Like, you know, what Dr. Dre does and all these things.
Absolutely.
So I would have thought that, sampling, we kind of get a pass. Hip hop kind of gets a pass, right? But in the R&B and the pop world, I know that's like a different kind of industry. And I guess, what do you think about that? Like, you know, where do they get a pass then too? Like, or are they okay? Like, because, you know, of course, Torn Rails and people like that, they have original music, but I'm sure it rooted from somewhere else, whether it be, of course, the church, whether it be classic R&B artists like Usher and all that back in the 90s. I'm sure they grew up hearing those. And so there's no other way but to use them because it sounds so good. But I don't know, like, I was just kind of thinking about that. Like, do they get a pass, or do you have any thoughts on like that side of the world of gospel, like Kirk Franklin's of the world, and like, you know, like, what are your thoughts on their gospel making? Is it kind of controversial, or is it kind of, you know, what do you think? It's like original?
To me personally, I love it. It's dope.
Yeah.
Like, it's so needed. You know? It's taken, I'm sure, countless people to that point of praise and to the point of surrender and just, you know, praising the Lord as they're hearing it and being led and praised to do it. But
absolutely.
But I do know, because I've heard it. I'm not sure where, but I've seen other people, other groups, unfortunately, of Christians that do have an opinion about it. You know what I mean? Where the CCM sound
there you go, right,
is superior or something, but I don't think that's right at all. I mean, I love CCM as well. Like, I love gospel music. I love all of it. Like, all of it speaks to my heart, you know, and all of it leads me in praise to get to a place of surrender to the Lord, you know. So, but I do know, unfortunately, just like this differing of opinions between, you know, Caleb and the Say That podcast, that people do have opinions, and you know, that I think it's unfortunate, because as Christians, as ones who have this treasure, you know, this treasure in earthen vessels, ones that have this treasure, you know, we should be gathered around that commonality instead of finding out the differences and pointing out the differences and really essentially hating on those differences, right? Like, we should rally around the truth and what we connect on, the commonality of the gospel, of being, our lives being saved, of the miracle we've experienced as Christians of being brought from death to life, you know? So, unfortunately it does exist, and I think, man, it's unnecessary. But, you know, what can we say, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but I think, so here's the thing, I think the bigger the faith gets, right, the more revival happens and more people come to faith, you know. We are human, you know, we are flesh. Our flesh has not died yet, you know, and that being the case, when there's more numbers of people and more saturation of people, you're going to see more of that flesh kind of rise to the surface. And unfortunately, you know, these conversations will happen, and you know, hating and pointing out differences and things like this will happen. But, you know, as long as, let's just bring it back to the center, and the center of our lives should be Christ Jesus. And we are all equal at the foot of the cross. So we all need what he got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, amen.
And, yeah, but I know that it does exist, you know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess just to conclude kind of this portion of this episode with the whole Christian community, Christian hip hop, you know, community, just ended on a good note. You know, what I do love about it though is that kids are hearing it. You know, a whole bunch of kids are getting in tune with the Christian music, not even just Christian hip hop, just in music in general. Like you got the Forrest Franks, and like they make music kind of like you could. I'm gonna make up a word. It's listenable. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to listen, whether it's catchy, good melody. You have the standard pop as the foundation, but you got Forrest Franks and you got like all these other artists. Now they're evolving their sounds. You know, because you know, yes, we have the CCMs, the elevations, and they have the worship sound, which is absolutely needed. We need that, you know, because that's when it gets real. But as far as like you know, easy listen, driving, you know, on a road trip or on your way to church, you could listen to these like, you know, ear-friendly, sonically friendly songs, right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
And I'm really, I'm definitely, we have our hearts, and being a father yourself, we have the heart for the children, and the youth, right?
100%.
Because I'd rather have them, if I had a kid or whatever, or if I have any younger, you know, friends, I'd rather have them hear a dope Lecrae song. Because some of them songs are some bangers, I'll tell you. And listen to it, EvenBKim. He got bangers on bangers, I promise you. And so, you know, and I get it. Like I said, the music, right? It's inevitable. We get inspired. There's the sound of the Bay Area, like Miles Minnick. He keeps his foundation where he grew up, right? If it's West Coast, we keep it West Coast, right? Like we have a certain sound to us. It doesn't mean we're trying to be like a Dre or Snoop or E40. We don't want to be like them, but we can't deny the fact that we got inspired by them.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and we talked off camera too, but like, what about like your daughters, like, or your kids? What are they listening to? You know, like, I'm just curious.
That's funny you mentioned it, like what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Man, my daughter is 7 years old.
7.
Right? Gabby's 7. She's a character. You know what I mean?
Love her. Shout out to Gabby if you're watching this. You're amazing.
Love you, Gabbaroo. So she has an eclectic taste in music.
Love that.
But her even as a 7-year-old girl, right, who is growing up in a Christian household, who goes to church, you know, twice a week, right, sometimes more, who visibly loves Jesus, right, does have this kind of palette, like sophisticated palette for Christian hip hop music. Like she'll choose, like she'll bang the indie tribe stuff. Like she rocks with Tori Deshawn, you know. She'll play Andy Mineo stuff. Like she'll play
fire,
you know, just dope stuff, you know. Red Tips, which super dope stuff. And I'm kind of drawing blanks, but she has a real sophisticated palette. Like we'll get in the car and my kids will always be like, they want to ask first, like, Dad, can I play a song? And it's like whoever asks first gets the phone to play the song, right? And when Gabby gets the phone, it's like, she's 7 years old, mind you, like she'll, you know, play some Heat. And I'm just like breaking my neck, like, you know, as we driving, because, you know, she has that. And just another note on her, not to, you know, pub my daughter too much, but we went to the Lecrae concert at the Coliseum. It was the oh dang, I forgot what it was called, but
recent or a couple years? Oh, okay,
recent.
okay.
Yeah, it was
recent.
Okay. And there was a lot of people performing there, but Lecrae closed it out, right? And people had been there all day. We had got there like, you know, kind of late or whatever, but the only real hip hop act that we got to see was Lecrae, and he closed it out. So
Dope.
Leading up to this concert, my daughter was excited, so she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a sign." And I asked
So
her,
cute.
I said, "What's the sign gonna say?" And she said, "Jesus is King." I said, "All right, that's truth. So
Wow.
go ahead and make the sign."
Wow.
So I went, picked them up after work. On our way to the Coliseum, shout out USC Trojans. Let's get it. But headed to the Coliseum, and she's like, "Look, Dad, I made the sign," and it says, just in her little 7-year-old writing, says Jesus is King on a piece of paper about this big, right? Like
Wow.
It's kind of visible, We get out there. It's cold now. Like it's gotten late. People are kind of ready to go home, right? And here comes, we get on the field, and my daughter is holding up this sign the whole time,
Wow,
right?
so cute.
And she's not holding up the sign so that it's not really big up in Lecrae. Really, the sign doesn't say anything all like, "We love you, Lecrae." It says, "Jesus is King."
Mm-hmm.
And just her heart in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this isn't really related to anything we're talking about, but just the fact that
Please.
she wanted to display her heart. As we went to this Lecrae concert, you would see older people walking by and seeing this little 7-year-old girl holding up this sign with
Wow.
excitement in her eyes.
Wow.
And it blessed them. I could see, so that's forever going to be, burned in my mind and my heart about the love that this innocent 7-year-old, my daughter, has for Jesus, and her desire to share that with in public and to not be ashamed of it. I thought that was super dope. But yeah, that's who she is.
Wow.
She grew up listening to Christian hip hop, and she knows about it, and she got the sophisticated palate when it comes to it. So praise God for that.
She probably gets it from you, You're the music,
It's funny because no, she'll turn me on to stuff. Like she'll turn me on to playing Red Tips, and I had never heard that song before.
Well, I actually never heard of him either. Or,
Check him out.
yeah,
He's super
okay.
dope, man. He got this new song called Slide.
Okay. Red
Super
Tip,
dope. Yeah.
Slide. Okay.
It's a banger.
That's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, so I mean, if we're wrapping up this part of the conversation, I think bottom line, man, when it comes to this art, if we want to honor the Lord in all that we do.
Yes.
Right. We want to rep Jesus Christ because we are ambassadors for Christ.
Yes.
And that being the case, like when it comes to this art too, let's do it for His glory.
Amen.
And let's do it well.
Yep.
And let's do it dope. And let's do it so that those who don't know Him will listen to the music that we Christian artists are making and be like, man, that's super dope. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what she's saying, but I rock with it tough. Like it's skillful. It's dope. Like it's mixed well. It's mastered perfectly. Like it bumps in the car. Like, and I don't need to listen to, curse words and all these things and degrading women and talking about money and making money my God and all these things and saying that I am God and all this stuff that's like unnecessary. One of the reasons why I thought it was so dope to decide to make Christian hip hop music is because at that time, before I was a Christian, my kids were in the world and they were young, but they were listening to stuff that kids shouldn't, in my opinion, be listening to. You know what I mean? So I wanted an alternative. I wanted my kids to think that, being Christian is cool. Like being Christian is right. It's dope. It's that's the way to go. I wanted that example for them. So keeping that in mind, just to talking to Christian artists, man, let's make it dope as we represent Christ Jesus to the fullest. Make it dope and make it a tool that can reach those who are lost.
Amen. Yeah. Wow. Well said. I mean, like I said, this was like a perfect conversation, talk about what's going on currently, like, right? And what a topic that, to talk about with a Christian artist, directly. So I thought that was really good. A lot of good things to learn. And, but yeah,
Hey y'all, what's up, man? It's EvenBKim, Brian. Always the more today. It's from 2 Timothy 2, verses 22 through 26. So let's read it. Flee also youthful lusts, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. But avoid foolish and ignorant disputes, knowing that they generate strife. And a servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but be gentle to all, able to teach, patient in humility, correcting those who are in opposition, if God perhaps will grant them repentance, so that they may know the truth, and that they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been taken captive by him to do his will. So I think it kind of speaks for itself. So take some time. 2 Timothy 2, 22 through 26, and just with kind of what's going on, and you know, I just want to remind us to let's love each other and come together around Christ and avoid these disputes and arguments and things like this. And let's look at the big picture. Look at really what our life in Christ is about, and how we're walking in that purpose, and if these disputes and arguments might deter us from this purpose. So once again, 2 Timothy 2, 22 through 26, always the more. All right, y'all.
Another cool current event that's currently happening is basketball. The NBA. We're close. We're now in the NBA finals, and man, a lot has happened. And now that we got the final two, right? We got the Spurs, the Knicks. Who would have thought? You know, if as an NBA fan, and you, as an NBA fan yourself, who would have? Actually, the Spurs. It's been a while since they've been to the finals, right? We had the Tim Duncan days and Tony Parkers and the Ginobilis, and after that, they've been kind of dry. They haven't been really doing much. And then here comes big old Wemby, right? And we'll get into that. But for me personally, it's kind of weird to even say, wow, the Spurs and the Knicks for the championship. Someone's going to be a champion. Whoever becomes champion is going to be very historic, especially for the Knicks, right? They haven't been even in this you know, this bracket in such a long time. And it's going to be an interesting match. I feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong. I feel like you could kind of see who's gonna kind of take it, but I guess, all right. For me personally, I do have the Spurs just on an eye test, right? Just what we've been seeing, how Wemby is like dog determined to take it, right? You see that like meme or like the picture when SGA got the MVP? Yeah. That man said, "Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to tear you up."
Yeah, he got that dog in him.
He do got that dog.
He got that what's it called? The Last Dance, when Michael Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, that put a chip on my shoulder."
Oh,
like, you know?
That's exactly.
Like the phrase he kept saying was, "I took that personal."
Oh,
like Wemby took that personal. You know what I mean?
He took it personal.
So, yeah. But
for
I think
real.
what's dope about Wemby, he got that dog in him.
Absolutely. And he's like, what, 23 or something like? I think he's like one of the, like younger than LeBron to ever reach the finals. Like from a recent stat
that's what it is?
that I saw. Like being at his age, he already got to the NBA finals. That's crazy. Or like in his third year or something like that. I think LeBron got in like maybe a couple years, but because the finals is not a easy task, right? But the fact that Wemby's up there, I mean, Oklahoma was a crazy, worthy opponent. Like, they didn't have their second best player, but yet Oklahoma still fought back, or I mean, the Spurs fought back. They both fought back. But I guess, like, what is your thoughts in the current season right now with the Wemby and, like, with you know, with SGA and all that? Like, did you like it? Was it crazy? Was it boring? What was your thoughts?
It was dope, man.
Yeah.
I'm super into it. I just gotta say, I'm super into it because my son is into it. My 14-year-old, you know.
He hoops too, right?
He hoops too.
Come on now, hey.
He's super into it. He's getting a lot better, getting stronger.
And he keeps up with NBA stuff, obviously.
Keeps up with it.
Love
like,
it.
And for a teenager to be, a 14-year-old to be an eighth grader at that, to be super into stats and stuff like that. I like that. I like that my my 14-year-old is kind of nerding out on it, and we can nerd out on it together, you know. And you know, just to see him passionate about that makes me passionate about it. So I love having these discussions with my son. But yeah, I've been super into it, man. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a diehard Laker fan.
Come on.
And you know, my whole family, we just been that, right? So I was disappointed to see us get swept.
Man.
But we won't talk about that. But but because the Thunder is just, they were too good.
Yeah.
But I think when we're talking about matchups and stuff like that, I think one of the reasons why I was happy that the Spurs won is because I think they match up so well together. Like the Knicks and the Spurs are,
right.
You know, the things that you'll see the Knicks able to do to kind of weaken, I guess, Wemby on defense is that Cat's going to draw him out. Cat can hit that.
Oh yeah.
Cat can hit from outside. So it won't be so crowded in the middle. And then we'll see, you know, what they can accomplish. But I mean, Spurs are getting it done. They're hitting shots. They're clutch. They're fearless. You know what I mean?
They do got some dogs too. Wemby's a dog, but they got the Castle and the what is it? Harper.
Vassell. Yeah. They got dogs. And they're also young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're really out there hooping, which is, man, I love that. So I'm excited for the finals, man. So you say the Spurs just from your eye test?
Just eye test, man.
Okay.
I'm not gonna act like I'm all like, you know, keeping up, but just from what I've seen, the recent games and like the energy, the momentum, the story, I don't know, man. Just like, and of course, big ups to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, love it. Like they came to the finals. It's crazy. Brunson, right, leading the whole pack, obviously, and but you know, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I see Wemby shooting them dang threes,
it's crazy, right?
It's like. It's that momentum where Steph had, you know, because remember that moment when Steph came alive, when Steph became Steph he shot them half-court shots on the Thunder. That's when he kind of, boom, he said, I'm here. And then, and there was that moment with Wemby, boom, them threes. I felt like, dude, he's on a trajectory, like, insane. Being how young he is. And you know, usually tall folks, like, I'm talking about huge, tall, they're like, sticks and they're not agile. They're like their mobility's off. Like, but this dude is like.
This dude's different.
The dude is different. He's dunking over people. He's like he's driving in. He's doing spin moves, little fade and then little fadeaways. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he could finesse it.
He could finesse it.
And not to mention, like if he's standing under the rim, he don't need to jump. He could just.
I've seen him dunk on people just so easily. Like it's insane, man. Like oh my goodness, but like. But you know, I know you said the Lakers. We talked about the Lakers. We may not talk about it too much, but as a Laker fan, and I'm just gonna be real, I'm not the most hardcore. So when I was really hardcore with the Lakers is when Kobe was playing.
Oh yeah.
Because that's when I caught it. I caught the NBA days where it was. I kind of ate everything.
Oh, really?
Let me get some more. I'm sorry. I was pigging out on these eggs. I'm sorry. If you guys know these steamed eggs, you guys already know. Come on, man. We're on this protein. See, we could talk about health too, but I'm saying. You can make health taste good.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no rice, there's no nothing, but everything tastes good, and we're getting these protein in. But I'm sorry. But anyways, coming back to the conversation about the Lakers, right?
Oh, my bad. I killed that. You killed that. I killed that. My bad, bro.
All good. Well, hey, like, I'm gonna have to order some seconds, but I'm telling you,
that's fine.
You know.
No, you take that.
No, please. No. I actually, I was picking out on these eggs, but I'll tell you, man, like. I caught the NBA where it was like, the Kobe days and like when Jason Kidd was on the Nets and like that era, you know, it was crazy. Like I really.
T-Mac was born.
Orlando T-Mac? See,
man.
Don't let us geek out on these old school like basketball hooping NBA days when Ahmad Rashad used to do like those inside the NBA interviewing Michael Jordan. And you have all those, bro, don't even get me started on the All-Star games. Like the dunk contest. I love this so much. That's all I was looking forward to. You get Kobe and Iverson and all that, like and all these crazy like matchups. It was unbelievable. Back in the day, it was different, right? But again, we could talk about, you know, these days it's soft. It's not the same. There's no competitiveness. They're all friendly. Yeah, we could get into all that. But like, when did you get into the NBA? Like, what was your fond memories of like, NBA is so dope, like, because I saw a player, or what's your, like, if you could reminisce real quick.
Yeah,
Let's all reminisce together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Me,
Please.
I think so for me, Kobe's my GOAT. And I was super into, like, I would hoop, you know, back in the days when I was a kid. I played all the sports, you know what I mean? But when I really got into the NBA and, like, watching it, I would say it was in the 2000s.
Wow.
I think that run when Kobe and Shaq, you know, with that squad, we went back to back to back.
Ooh. 3.
Yeah. That time I fell in love with it.
Wow.
And yeah, and then Shaq left. And
Horrible.
yeah.
My heart broke.
Did we go back to back with Shaq?
Yeah, I believe so. Like 2000, 2001, 2, or
Yeah.
2001, 2, or 3. But
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
it was with Shaq. Yeah, those two just. Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact matchups. I know one of them was like what, the Blazers or Indiana. One of those, like,
Yeah,
it was
so
one
we
of
had
those
to go
matchups.
through- I know we had to go through. I think Sacramento was amazing back then.
Absolutely,
was
bro.
our
Chris
Western-
Webber,
Yeah,
Bibby.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Western Conference Final, and even Vlade was on that squad. Remember?
Vlade Divac.
And then so we had to go through them.
Yep.
You know, to get to the finals.
Man. And
Yeah,
then they,
without,
like you
without
said,
looking it up, I'm just remembering. I'm remembering more so like the Western Conference Finals were crazy.
Oh my
Like Portland had a crazy team. Sacramento was crazy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Got the Spurs, right? That was when Tim Duncan kind of
Oh, yeah,
was in there too.
Yep.
You got Dallas.
yeah,
Like
exactly. And then Dallas.
West was always crazy, I think, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So
Oh,
yeah, for me it was then, and then
love that.
yeah, and then you know Kobe when Shaq left, Kobe did it again.
Oh, yep.
And the
Yep.
fact it was so special because he did it beating Boston, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and it was Boston without Shaq. See, that's who Kobe is, man. Like he's a killer, right? There's a reason why he's a
He's
mamba.
killer, bro. Absolutely.
Crazy, you know.
Yeah, and I think the 2010 one, when we won that one, was probably the most special one.
Was that the Boston one, or
That was Boston.
Okay.
yeah. It was because they beat us, I think, in 08.
yes, that was yes.
And that crushed us. That crushed me.
That crushed. Yeah.
You know. But then we came back. We came back the next year, but Boston didn't make it. That
Right, and they didn't even make it.
I forgot who we beat though. We won. In 09. And then 2010 comes around. Boston comes back.
Yes.
Boston, it's us and Boston.
We meet again.
Meet again.
Yep.
And we got them
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah.
You know?
That the one that they won, that was when Cage did the anything is possible. Was it that one?
Yeah. Anything is possible.
Bro, when they
Yeah,
did
he
that on us.
Yeah.
I used to hate Kendrick Perkins. I'm so sorry. I don't even try to, man, Kendrick Perkins.
Oh yeah.
That little, that swole, just, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of reliving those moments where got the Rondos and Ray Allen and all that. Like,
Yeah.
them boys, that was a big three, right? When it was
big
them,
three.
Paul Pierce and all them. Man, and then like you said, when we got them back with Gasol, was Bynum in that too, right? Was it
Yeah.
Gasol, Bynum, Kobe, Artest? Ron Artest?
Yeah.
When he made that three, I remember he made this three, kind of did the dagger moment from what I remember, something like that. But anyways, yeah, it was so sweet that Kobe won it, and Kobe got what, 5, I think? And,
Kobe got 5.
Man, insane, right? So, and I guess fast forwarding, we got we got Luka, got LeBron James, and we almost had a run. It wasn't bad. I think last year when Luka came in, we kind of went not the Western Conference Finals, but it was kind of up there with Luka. So I thought we had a chance, honestly, if Luka and LeBron was healthy, and we got like the role players, the Austin Reeves. I thought they were gonna push. I thought they were gonna actually give Oklahoma like a. Actually no. When Luka went out, I said, all right,
It's over.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very difficult to have LeBron lead the team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man.
like you said, it was a good season, I think, for the NBA. Like overall,
Yeah.
a lot of stories, a lot of moments that has happened.
Yeah.
But again, it's all in the West, and to think that Boston Celtics didn't even make it. Like,
Oh yeah.
with as Tatum kind of went in and out, right? He came back from the injury, but it was unfortunate that they got. I think the first round they were already out.
Yeah.
But to see like, Philly and the Cavaliers, they almost had it. Like they couldn't go through.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks tore him up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
they
tore him
tore
up.
James Harden. I'm sorry, man. James Harden, you're a legend, but my goodness, they had a game plan, and it was to go through James Harden, to go run through him. But yeah,
man.
what a season.
It was a dope season, except for the dunk contest, man.
Bro, I didn't even watch. Wait, did it happen or what happened? I forgot who. It was some like rookies, no, or like some other people that I just didn't really know.
What? Exactly. Exactly. It was forgettable, but I gotta say, like the actual All-Star game, I liked it. I liked that format, the round robin format. I liked it.
Yeah, right. It was different.
Cool. It was different. Like they would.
It was competitive.
It was competitive. I liked it. Kawhi, even old man Kawhi was out there killing them. He had like 32.
He sure did.
Or something.
He sure did. It was it wasn't the world versus thing.
It was. Yeah, I think that's how they did it, right?
Right, but then it was like this tournament style,
right?
Like the college kind of style, right?
Right,
the bracket.
Right.
So hopefully it does get better.
Yeah, especially the dunk contest. So hopefully it gets better. They should bring Mac McClung back. Open it up to the G League. Let Mac do his thing.
Because he makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
He does do those crazy dunks that we have never seen before, and he makes them insane. So man, what an NBA season, and Wait, so who do you got? Did you say it, or like between the Spurs and the Knicks?
I don't think.
How many games do you think it's even gonna go? Let's go there.
So I was just talking to somebody, he's a huge Knicks fan.
Oh, okay, here we go.
And he said Knicks in 6. For me,
good take.
Man, I think just like you said, like the Spurs are on a run right now. They got the momentum. You know what I mean? They're doing it well right now, and they match up well against New York. New York's been sitting down for a while, like a week and a half.
I think so, because they swept them.
Yeah, they swept them. Spurs, obviously, they went 7, so they might be tired.
They might be tired.
This might be on that,
they're on
that run.
On that run,
So for me, I've been saying it for a while. Whoever gets out the West is going to win it all.
Ooh.
So I think Spurs. Maybe Spurs in 6.
Yeah.
I think Spurs in 6.
Okay. Another question, real quick.
How many?
Oh, actually, I didn't say it. I think 6 is fair. I don't think they're gonna sweep the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can't be a sweep. Maybe even in 5. Knicks might get 1.
They might get 1.
Yeah. But that Madison Square, they're gonna be turned up.
Oh, they're gonna be
Bro,
turned up. Oh,
they're gonna be crazy. Like it might be even crazier than the Oklahoma fans. Because New York
goes crazy.
They do go crazy. It's hard to win at home.
Yeah.
But the fact that they won game 1, remember, it was at your house.
Oh, yeah.
When we even heard about them winning.
Remember? Yeah. Vex told us.
Vex, shout out to Vex too. He's like, yo, Spurs got game 1.
Spurs got game 1
in Oklahoma,
which is crazy.
And they ended it in Oklahoma too. Honestly, that was kind of crazy how they end game 7 and their home court. Bro. Yeah. So if you could do that, I think you're ready for Madison Square for sure. Because I know them Knicks fans are going to be
they say
crazy.
That arena is the loudest in all the
NBA. And the fact that they overcame that.
Yeah.
But I guess.
So you give the Knicks 1, huh?
Yeah, I give at least I give them 1.
I thought that too. I was like Spurs in 5, but thinking about it, I'm like, matchup is good.
Yes.
And if the Knicks, they're like sharpshooting. They could
Sure.
they could cash. So
they can. Yeah.
If they're doing that, like I'll give them 2.
Yeah. Yeah, them shots are gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, man. So
especially Brunson.
Yeah,
I'm scared of Brunson.
Yeah,
man.
Brunson's dope, man.
He is.
That kid is dope. Yeah.
Do you think Wemby is the best player in the NBA? Yeah.
Dang.
Because that's a huge debate.
Yeah, you know what? I would say so.
Okay.
But then, he has all the measurables, right? And he gets it done. And here he is leading his team to the finals. And he's a young kid, but he's doing it. He's a leader. He got that dog in him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But there's other young players in the NBA that I think are super dope.
Yeah.
That didn't quite do what we wanted them to do this season.
Yeah.
One of which is Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards, that's my son's favorite player.
Wow.
Because he's so into him, like, I've been checking him out.
Yeah.
And AE is that guy.
He's that guy.
He didn't do well in the playoffs because he had a real injury, a nagging injury. But I think, players like him are like that could be the future of the NBA.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Super dope. But then we can't take anything away from SGA too, because that kid is amazing, man. So
scorer, just makes the team better. Like he's a leader.
Yeah, man.
Insane. Like I've seen so much of his clips this year. How at the last moment he just dribbles up, very nonchalant, just boom, boom, kind of gives him a bump, and he makes it for the game winner. Like I've seen it with my eyes. I said the man is different, and like you said,
like nothing,
like nothing.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just gonna dribble the ball, like leave it to me. A jump midi.
Yeah.
Cashes that thing, man. I said, but like you said, man, Anthony Edwards definitely no one to mess with.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get a chip for sure.
100%.
Just gotta get the right team around him. You got the Randos and the Goberts, but I think, man, with him healthy.
Yeah.
And man, I think, he's one of my favorite players too.
Yeah,
actually.
he's dope.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's dope, man.
He's fearless. He don't care about nothing. I'll come at you. I'll shake your hand, but I'm gonna kill you too. Like he's crazy. He's a wolf for sure.
Yeah,
like
man.
yeah.
What's that movie? Was it the Redeem Team?
The documentary?
The documentary?
Yes.
Netflix? I remember there was a scene in there when Anthony Edwards is, he's with the team. He's with the Olympic team or whatever. Oh no, I think it was a Court of Gold is what it's called.
Yes.
That one is dope too.
Yes.
Like I love that documentary. I think it's broken down in episodes too.
Yes.
I remember seeing a scene in there where, Obama was there.
Oh my gosh.
He was like talking to all the players.
Yep.
And I just remember Anthony Edwards' demeanor is like, this is Obama, right? But he didn't really
Former
care.
president of the world, of the United States.
President of the world.
Sorry, United States, right? But yes.
Yeah, but AE, it didn't faze him. He was just who he was. I thought that was cool to see.
You know what he said? He's like, he must not know about me. I'm the truth, right? Something like that. That was so funny, right? But like you said, the demeanor is.
Yeah, man. So
he knows.
He has that confidence. He got that dog in him.
Yep, the
Although
dog.
we didn't see it in the playoffs, it was because of his injuries. But he might be that next one. He might be that guy. Yeah. I think that kid is super dope.
Yeah.
But as long as SGA isn't the one because I don't like his fashion. I'm just kidding. This dude be coming with like puffy shoes.
And he just wears like shorts and just like a shirt sometimes too, like Edwards.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's super dope.
It is.
Like you compare the two fashions, like you compare AE and Shea. Give me AE all day.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
Keep
like
it simple.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Keeping it simple.
No offense to anybody who wants to do the fashion thing, but
it's up to you. To each his own, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm just kidding here.
Right, but I think we're in good hands with the NBA. It's gonna be fun. I think with all the younger, superstars rising up, and unfortunately now, the Stephs, the Curry, the Durant, LeBron. It's like slowly.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah. It took me a while though, man, to really get out of that mind state.
Same.
Of like.
Because we were so used to that. We grew up on that.
Yeah, we grew up on Kobe. And when you grow up on Kobe, it's like when you see like players half-stepping and politicking and campaigning for fouls, it's like,
oh my God.
That's not, what we grew up with. So it took me a while to kind of get used to the new NBA, but just how my son's super into it and how I've been seeing it for what it is and all that, I'm into it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's a different game.
It is, yeah.
But you still see that dog in certain players. See that determination in that fight.
Yes.
But I've yet to see another Mamba mentality, though.
Oh, yeah. No, not even close.
But but yeah, that's something to strive for you,
Up and
young
coming.
people up and coming.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited. I'm very for sure. Like,
Yeah.
NBA is gonna be cool. You know. And there's so many other things that we could talk about, but you know, I think for sure we got into a lot of stuff. I mean, not a lot, but like one thing. But we kind of went deep with it, obviously, with the Christian. You know, kind of recap of today is like basically, you know, we got into all the Christian hip hop, you know, scene, and I'm sure there's more to come. And you know, at the end of the day, as long as you know we keep it forward, we keep it moving forward. You know, and he's definitely one of them that's in the scene. So. Definitely and we'll get into your music too for sure. Like it's gonna be crazy. Like, and we got other stuff coming. You know, like music videos and like so many more content, right? But again, nevertheless, you know, we're always gonna point it to Christ, to Jesus, our Savior, and you know, we hope that we can always, you know, glorify him. And I think you mentioned it, you know, do it all for him, you know, and doing our best for him, using our crafts, using our gifts, you know, for his glory. And, you know, again, I don't want to have a whole nother topic, but when we say giving him the glory, I don't want to say that lightly, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about, you know, and you have to glorify God, because the opposite of that is, no, it's we did it. Right. Yo, good job. We did that. You know, all the praises to us, all the credit to us.
Yeah.
I'm him. Yeah, I'm him. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm him, right?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But, and so, yeah.
Yeah, man. I think, so just to kind of piggyback off that, man, I think when it comes to, and just to wrap up, I think the topic of you know, being original in Christian hip hop music and what it's about. Yeah. I think, you know, keep elevating. Yes. You know, keep getting better. Keep going. You know, I think what's super dope about what I heard Andy Mineo saying. You know, Andy Mineo.
Oh, shout out to Andy Mineo.
Like an OG. Like he's been doing it for a really long time, and he went in stages and stuff like that. I think I heard him recently say that he thought about stopping doing music.
Oh, wow.
But he realized that like he still has something to say, and he's better than ever.
Wow.
You know, at this rap thing. So keep elevating, keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? And let's not think that because we're in a space that represents Christ, that we can make whack music and it'll be accepted.
Please tell him. Yes, I love
think
that.
That's not okay. You know, let's make the dopest stuff we can make for the Lord to glorify Him.
Amen.
To stand up right there next to, you know, the secular stuff that people say is the dopest. You know what I mean? So, I think originality, uniqueness, you know, artistry is important. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, because doctrine and our faith and a statement of that and all the things that we believe and standing on truth, that's just there. That's a given. That's what's built into us, right?
Yes.
That's our foundation. But to build on that, let's build something dope. Yeah. And let's build something artistic, build something with artistic integrity, you know, and everything like that. Not to say that you can't sample or you can't use an existing beat, but whatever you do, whatever beat you choose to use, like, do something dope on it.
Right.
And don't compromise that. And don't patronize Christian ears as if to say that they're not sophisticated listeners. Like, my 7-year-old daughter has a sophisticated palette, you know, for this hip hop stuff. She's 7, you know what I'm saying? And she's listening, and she can tell what's dope and what's not, you know what I mean? At 7 years old. So, let's elevate and let's keep getting better. That's all I gotta say.
Love that.
You know
seriously, I think that was like the nail in the coffin, you know, and I love that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Hope you guys ate some good food like us, you know. Yeah. Because I know sometimes I turn on the YouTube too sometime and I eat, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully this could be one of your, you know, go-to places to watch and to hear, to conversate. Write your comments, you know, let us know what you think. So, I think this wraps up episode 2. I can't wait to see where episode 3 is gonna take us. You know, we'll see, and we're gonna continue to do our best with God's guidance, and we want to be grounded always, right? And we want to do good content for you guys, and just, you know, be on the lookout for more stuff. So I think that's a wrap. See you guys next time. Stay tuned.
All right, y'all.
See ya.
Peace.